Hey everyone, this is Andrew here, and today I'm bringing you my Pre-Adepticon vlog. So I'm just going to go over my list and sort of my hopes of what I do. So I'm going to be taking Brave and the Bold. You know, not really a big surprise. It's usually the crew that I play the most, especially for like tournaments and things. This one has a law theme because normally I would be a law player in first edition, but second edition it's all part of Brave and the Bold, which is cool because that opens up some options while still staying within like a sort of all cop theme. So for my leader, I'm bringing the new Commissioner Gordon. Of course he'll have the heliport upgrade because he's just a beast with that ability, along with his hidden sniper. For a sidekick, I'm going to have Constantine. And then for henchmen, I have the new Arkham Guard with the assault rifle, or not assault rifle, riot gun, Larita, Agent O'Connell, because he's still one of the best henchmen for Brave and the Bold. And then over on this side, we have Sierra, who is kind of like an updated O'Connell, so those two together are really nice. QRT1 and QRT3 with her sniper rifle. Again, like most of my crews, main priority is go for kills, although if I'm going up against a crew with a lot of maybe bulletproof vests such as Bane, or I just don't feel like that's a viable way to go about things, then I will play for objectives. Most likely, unless we're playing a weird scenario like I guess like patrol or something, most likely my objectives will be ammo, medical supplies, and Titan, just so I can try to get the most points out of going for objectives. Still not sure on strategies. Most likely I'll take the Brave and the Bold one, which allows me to arrest on just a special, although not many. I think I only have 3 arresters in the crew, which would be these 3 over here: O'Connell, Arkham Guard, and the QRT guy. So maybe I might look at some of the others. I do still have about a week to research that, although I guess you'll be seeing this video on Friday, which is when I'll be actually playing in the tournament itself. So yeah, I made this little display board last year for my Adepticon crew. Again, it was cops, so I have like a little back alley scene with you know, like the chalk print and blood on it. Since I'm playing cops again, I figured I'd just reuse it, and really I don't have that much time to make anything new. Constantine's gonna be there for you know, just a ton of damage and utility. He can also do a bit of healing if he has to, although that's not probably the best use of his abilities. Magic is allowed at the event, obviously, so that's why I'm taking these guys. Probably I'll run like O'Connell and Sierra together as a sort of my close combat team to keep the shooters alive, and QRT can go double duty as a shooter and a close combat guy, because he has that extendable baton, which has, I believe it has reach, but I do know it does 2 stun apiece, which is really nice. So I have a fairly solid close combat crew, and even Constantine can jump in there too with them, with his blessed knuckles or his lighter. So that's kind of why I like it, because I am going for like sort of like a gun line, which besides these 2 bros, everyone else has you know, ranged attacks and fairly strong ones. Larita's really good, and I did give him a whistle with his assault carbine, so he can run up, normally shoot rate of fire 3 with 2 blood, but even if he moves, it's rate of fire 2 with 2 blood. So I figured his best use is to sort of run up ahead, whistle someone, and then shoot at them, which would weaken them down, so like the other shooters will have a better chance of hitting them. And then if things get too close, you know, these 4 can step forward and do some fairly good close combat stuff, And even Gordon is not too bad in close combat. I mean, it's not an ideal position for him to be in, but if someone does get close, because of his handgun, he's able to shoot it in base-to-base contact with other models, so that's still a really solid amount of damage that he's able to put out just being in close combat. Normally, he'd probably be hiding out back though, just using his two ranged abilities, the Heliport and the Hidden Sniper, to sort of pick out either like weak henchmen to just whittle down my opponent, or you know, focus on like big targets that might not have high defense, so easier to hit. Probably won't use it against models that have the high defense, just because it seems like a waste of using those points. Although I guess if I get desperate, I'm gonna have to do that anyway. Other than that, not too much to say about the crew. It's pretty straightforward. You know, just rush forward, smack some people around, shoot them up, and then try to arrest. Now, last year at Adepticon, I believe I came in 5th out of like 23 people, 24 people. And I was surprised I did that well, to be honest. I had a weird crew with Loeb as the leader and a bunch of just cops. So this year I'm hoping for sort of the same, but with double the amount of players, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. Maybe shoot for top 10, I'd be happy. I am worried about the amount of magic that's going to be there. Magic does seem fairly strong, and chances are there's going to be a lot of crews there that are similar to this. I think these two are considered sort of a powerhouse team right now with Constantine and Gordon, just because of how strong Constantine is with all of his different abilities and magical attacks, and just how strong Gordon is with his combination of Heliport and Hidden Sniper. So I kind of predict to see a lot of crews that are similar like this, so it'll be kind of cool to play against one of those crews to see, you know, what like an even match of something like this would be. Now, I don't know that for sure, so maybe I could be completely off base and there won't be that many Brave and the Bold crews using this combination, but I kind of figure that's gonna be like a common one. And this is sort of like the first big, I guess, North American tournament after second editions come out. Like, people have run, you know, a bunch of small store tournaments and things like that. So I'm interested to see how much people have switched over to the newer releases. I have noticed sort of over time that like a lot of the new resin releases are slightly better than some of the old stuff. Now, people are saying that's power creep. Personally, I think it's Night Models moving away from that old stuff and just trying to re-up the power of everything in the game with these resin releases. So I kind of want to see, like, is most people still using like the metal like first edition models, or has everyone sort of switched over to using the resin, which means there might be a more limited pool of players, or maybe everyone just takes everything anyways, and that's how that's gonna go. Really not too much else to say about this. I mean, the crew is fairly straightforward. There's no fancy gimmicks really, and that's kind of what I think will help in a tournament, is that you know, I can play like maybe a militia list that focuses on Scarecrow, and I'm just going for like the kills, but that's really a situational thing, whereas I feel this has a better chance of dealing with any sort of crew composition or setup that I come against. You know, if it's a smaller elite list, you know, that's great for me because I can be able to focus fire on things. If it's a horde list though, guys like Gordon and even Constantine will be able to whittle those down quickly. Even just the amount of guys I have, like, it's not, I guess I'm sort of straddling the line between like an elite crew and a large swarm list. Do have 8 models in the crew, although I guess that can be considered swarmy, but in my head like a swarm is like 10 plus models. of like cheaper guys, whereas these guys are all, except for maybe the Arkham Guard, they're all sort of like mid-range henchmen who are able to deal, you know, a fair amount of damage and just help out each other. Yeah, so I guess that's the crew. Hopefully I do well. If I will be doing another, like, I guess post-Adepticon vlog, probably, just to be on the safe side, I'll say 2 weeks after the Adepticon event. We're driving up to Chicago Thursday. I don't know how much footage I'll be able to get, although I did get a little bit last year, so I'm hoping to do the same. I will have the camera with me, and then I'll just go over my experiences there, how well my crew did, and see if I guess my hopes and predictions for from this video, see how well that does. So yeah, just a short quick update on what I'm up to and my plans for Adepticon. So with that, we'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.